phone silent. There we go. That's that. There's that. I've got beer because I need it today. God,
It's been that kind of day already, has it?
been that kind of weekend, pal. Been that kind of weekend. So,
Okay, there's a story here. I need to hear this.
oh, I told a story. It's just we're busy packing. Like we've tackled the garage this weekend.
I was going to say, all I've seen you do is just open magic cards, to be fair.
Oh God, you know what? I wish I'd be back to there. I've got a pile of sealed product here that I'm trying to sell that I am tempted. I mean, tempted.
Anything good?
So,
We can sell it on the podcast.
We've got Masters 25, we've got Jumpstart, we've got Battle for Zendikar, we've got Dominaria, Guilds of Ravnica. We've got the Ravnica Allegiance Mythic Edition one with the special fancy planeswalkers inside each pack.
I'm just going to nod and smile at it. I'm not even sure.
Got
Right
some
now.
Commander decks. We've got Secret Layers Yargle Edition, the
That's
Yargle
cool.
Day. Yeah. And then we got lots of dual decks. So yeah, got a few things I could open.
That's all right.
Beer. Right.
Just open them.
Crack this beer. Crack this beer.
Let's crack this beer and crack this podcast.
Dorks Down Under. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to episode 9 of season 2 for Dorks Down Under.
I'm like, we only done 9 episodes. I'm like,
yes,
what?
because we had a couple of weeks where I was off, you were off, and we kind of just went, screw it. We'll have a couple of weeks off. Yeah, and we didn't just tell anyone we'll have a couple of weeks
That's
off.
okay. I was just so confused. I'm like, have we only done 9 episodes? And then I'm like, oh no, this is season 2. Cool.
Yeah, it's season 2. Season 2, we're on episode 9. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you do follow us. You can find us available on all good podcasting apps and as well as our YouTube channel. We obviously are just talking about all the random dog shit that's going on in our life. And I tell you what, I think I want to kick off, obviously, a follow-up from last week's episode. Follow-up from last week's episode. So you know how we were discussing about the One Ring card and how financiers are going mental and blah blah blah, and there's offers left, right, and center, and what we would do as a thing.
I won't lie. I haven't actually seen much because I've had severe food poisoning. So unless it was on my toilet or my bed, I haven't seen much when it comes to social media this month.
Yeah, we'll get round to why you weren't seeing much. But basically, one thing that did occur and happened was one of the major finance guys has offered 50,000 US cash and flight accommodation for a week to fly to a volcanic island somewhere, wherever it is, the nearest one, so they can throw it into a volcano if you open it. So you can get a free vacay for a week and 50k cash to spend as you please to throw the One Ring into a volcano.
That being said,
I thought yes.
Oh man, that being said, I would be like, I know I could sell it for more.
Oh yeah.
But doing that, and then making a YouTube video on it or something like that, that would just, or just a video of it, that would just be amazing.
Basically, like from what I saw, because basically this guy tweeted it, and then it went, because of course it's big news at the moment. It went viral, everywhere, and the big thing is that they were basically it's like people are like, well, that's a good offer, and a bit of a vacay, so why not? The fact that there's a bit of a fun thematic ending to this card that's causing all this thing. But let's be honest, the only people this card is annoying is financiers. For MTG finance guys. That's the only people it's annoying. Everyone else is like, oh my god, if I get it, I've won the lottery. Which is pretty much what everyone, and that's, I would say, is about 90% of the mindset of the entire community on it.
Yeah. I know I saw once...
There's about 1% who go, I don't see the point. I don't see the big deal. It's a card. It's still cardboard. But anyway.
Yeah. I know I saw one person say, why don't we just destroy it and just get it over and done with? And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, to be fair, it would be cool to own a 101. Like, like, as I said to you last week, my brother obviously does a lot of basketball cards and different things, and like opening a 1-from-1 knowing that you've got the only card is epic as hell. But I won't lie though, the idea of just being like, I'd be like, yeah, cool, me and Jordan are going on. Me and Jordan, they've got to invite myself and Jordan. We get 50k, and then we throw it into a volcano, and we make a Dorks and Under special edition
50k each. 50k each, I think.
Oh, I'd split it with you. I'd still go 25-25. Like I'm not a greedy.
50k each. Come on.
To be fair, it's 25. It's 25k American, so it's probably about 50k each.
It probably is actually, because we have shocking exchange rates.
Wait, let me have a look. USD to AUD, which is it's 1.5, so it would be about 35. I think it is.
So.
No, it'd be 37,500.
40k for me. 40k.
Yeah, and 37,500 for me. For a piece of cardboard, and we get to see a volcano, and we get to throw the one ring into the volcano.
I've seen volcanoes. I've been to Tenerife. I've been to Lanzarote. I've had a chicken been cooked. I've eaten chicken that's been cooked by volcanoes.
You'd have to carry me. You'd have to be my Samwise if I open it, and then if you open it, I'll be your Samwise. How's that?
No. I tell you, I'd be impressed if you can carry my ass up a hill.
Hey man, I'm strong as hell, man.
Although I'm dropping weight, I'm still a respectable 118 at the moment. Sort of thing.
No man, I've hit people bigger than you.
Oh God!
In American football, you pick them up by the waist, lift them, and then drive them into the ground.
Well, we were always taught as rugby when I was growing up is that you smash them in the mid. Slide down, lock.
Whoa.
Lock, and they go for.
Can you see that? Oh.
No, are the aliens here for you now?
No, because I've got a massive light here that obviously lights me. There's this thing just crashing into it, and then it's landed on it, and I'm like, I have a wasp. Or a murder hornet, one of the two. I'm thinking it's a wasp, but let's call it a murder hornet so that Americans know what it is, and also think I'm badass.
Well, everyone knows that Australia's just full of deadly stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything is designed to kill you is in Australia, the natural animal kingdom.
Can I get an amen? Like literally.
Oh my God, I find it hilarious how Aussies are like, oh yeah, this is just Australia things. It's like,
okay,
this is
get away from the light, you little bastard. Okay.
Oh, this is where Dez needs his bug assault rifle.
Seriously, I'd probably need a friggin' bazooka for this. It's literally about this big. Like, it's about the size of a Barocca tablet right now.
Oh, so my week, obviously, we've been starting to pack the house and bits and bobs like that. We actually tackled the garage this weekend, which has been, you know when you put jobs off because it's like, I can't really be arsed doing it.
Yeah.
It's that job. But me and Ellie are both off this weekend. So we're like, right, because it's literally, this weekend we're off together. Next week she's working one of the days. And then it's Easter weekend, and that's the weekend before we exchange. So it's realistically we cannot be bothered to do anything on Easter weekend.
Yeah.
Well, so it's like, right, let's tackle it. We'll get it done. But yeah, I mean, one thing I neglected to mention last week, what was going on in our lives, is that we had a rat problem.
So as in where you are now, or in your new place?
As in where we are now.
Oh.
So we noticed that we were getting rat. We didn't know if it was a rat or a mouse. And my mum gave me a mouse trap because we thought it could have been just a mouse. And then when we came back from the Snoop Dogg concert, it was confirmed it was not because we found it in the kitchen.
Whoa, hang on. That thing's like right here now.
I just saw it now. I just saw it.
Seriously, it was just like, what the hell? Like, it literally just flew into my camera, and I'm like, okay.
This is gonna be the greatest thumbnail of I want a giant me laughing in the corner and a murder wasp chasing you.
Yeah, I know. I'm serious.
We have a bee drill chasing you.
We really do. Fucking, it's just because I got lights on. It seems to be attracted to the lights. Hang on, let me see if I can turn on the other light.
See if we can misdirect it.
Okay, we're going to turn on the garage lights because you won't actually see that show up in the stream, but you will be able to see it in theory.
Look at you. It's like it's been planned. Dez.
Oh, mate, fucking hell.
So we had rats problem. So I managed to. My mum gave me her rat trap, which I managed to get one of them. And
one. Jesus.
Oh yeah, no. So we managed to kill one outright. The second one was taking the bait while triggering the trap, so it was a smarter rat. So I then had to switch up and use the same bait, and I was putting baking powder all over it.
Oh, nice.
And
I would have taken
basically,
that one.
so it was so I caught the second one in the trap because it was it was obviously not well.
Yeah.
So I dumped it into the bin, and then we wheeled the bin up to the little the park near us, which is
Yeah.
about 20 minutes away, and then we dumped it out there, so it ran off, which is fine. I don't care where it went after that. And then we're like, great, well, I'll just set it again in case there's another one, and of course there was, but again, this one was a smart rat, and I was like, for God's sakes! So after about 3 successive attempts, because I was feeding it with baking powder. Suddenly, Ellie heard one night there was lots of commotion in the roof, and then
Oh
the
no,
the
not in the
trap's never
roof.
been. Yeah, but then the trap's never been triggered since. So I've got a feeling that the baking powder has done its job and killed it. You know?
So does baking powder kill it?
Yes. So basically, like you take whatever food they like, and generally because you've had them, you can work out. Like we worked out, they were little bread munchers. They like bread from us. Fine, no problem. So all I was doing was getting it and patting the bread in baking powder, and then put it, rip a bit off, put it in the trap, and basically what happens is the baking soda reacts with their stomach acids, and it causes them to get, gas bills and bills and bills. But sadly, apparently, rats can't fart or burp.
Oh, so it's kind of like
So
when they say with a seagull, if you give it like Aspro Clear or anything like
yeah,
fizzy, they
yeah,
just
yeah.
explode.
Yes, because they can't burp or fart, and so it causes their bowels to rupture, which is a lovely image to imagine.
Wow.
So,
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Great
there
White
we go.
Hunters here.
This is educational Dogs Down Under this week. So yeah, so basically I've been feeding it bread with. I used peanut butter and mixed that like 50-50 with baking powder and then put it on
Mm.
because it realized one of the things it realized that it was that it pulled it out and then not eat the bread. And I'm like, God damn it. It's like now I have to evolve my trick again.
You clever little fucker.
So yeah, but then after that, we've not had a problem. It's never been triggered, and I keep changing the bait out every couple of days, sort of thing. And yeah, but when we've been cleaning the garage, we found where they were nesting because
Oh
basically
no.
because we had these pile of boxes there already that we'd already worked on, and they had basically made a nest between it by nibbling on one of the boxes and using the stuff to make a nest.
Oh, that scares me.
They'd also,
I've got
they
boxes
also
here.
the little sods had tried to nibble into one of my Warhammer cases. They didn't get past
Oh.
the plastic, but you can see where all the teeth and chow marks. They had a good go at it.
Oh no.
It wasn't like they accidentally caught it when they were chewing through the box. Oh no, they went to town and couldn't get through it. So if that's not a promotional product to sell GW cases, I don't know what is.
Well, yes, now sponsored by GW Cases. That scares me because
Oh
I've
my
got a
God.
couple of boxes sitting here, and I'm like, what do I do with
Well,
them?
no, it was just yeah. So anyway, but yeah. So as we've been cleaning out, obviously we've found it, we've cleaned it all up and all that jazz, and we've rejigged it. Basically now, none of the cardboard's sitting on the floor now. Like we've got like a layer of container boxes with stuff, from my office and other things like that. So now there's no. There's stuff. They could weave their way in between if there is another one in there. But the fact that the trap's not been attempted at all for nearly a week, and we've not heard anything in the roof. So we're taking it as a sign that we might have got away with it.
Far out, man. That's insane.
But I was talking to me landlord swung by today because, of course, he's getting a list. He's got a handyman coming to do odd jobs before the new people move in.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I've been trying to get a hold of Rent-A-Kill. There's like a 4-week wait here in New Zealand because of all the issues that with the flooding that happened.
Oh, of course.
All the rats population's gone mental and they've gone everywhere. So originally, like rat colonies tend to be in areas and they move.
Yeah.
But then floods happened and they all went fucking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's all rats all over here, and then it floods, and all the rats come up to the top, and that's where your house is.
Yes.
Balls.
So basically, the rats have gone everywhere, and basically, Rent-A-Kill are like snowed under beyond belief, sort of thing.
They're
So
just
it's
like, we're just printing money right now.
pretty much, they are just pretty much. It's shocking. But anyway, so yeah,
Wow.
so I was like, well, I said, well, it's fine. I said, I'm just setting this trap. If I get any, great. If I don't, then it's still not my problem.
Far out, man. That's just insane.
So yeah, so basically my week between work, commuting, and packing my house, which I am quite frankly sick of now.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'm kind of, I'm at that stage of where I'm kind of regretting the decision to not have someone come and pack all my crap up. I'm at that stage of, oh God, why didn't I just pay it? But I know I'm saving a ton of money not doing it myself.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but it's just, oh my God, it's the amount of stress. But to be fair, we're both really stressed at the moment because we've realised that with the exchange date, there's Easter in between, so there's actually only 14 working days now
It's nerve-wracking, eh?
to
Like,
get all the stuff done at the house and give us the keys.
oh,
So it's
man.
like, so we've had a bit of a realization on Friday afternoon. I was like, right, well, I'm going to make a lot of phone calls on Monday. First one being to Cambridge Homes and saying, look, can we guarantee this? Because we've put everything else in motion now. We have to be out because the new tenants are moving in. We've got a moving truck coming. Blah blah blah. It's
Also, they
like,
still haven't 100% confirmed it.
well, no, they told when I asked for a date, this was the date we land on. In fact, original date was the 7th, and they
Oh.
said, "Can we put?" I said, right, I'm going to ring the landlord and give him a date. So I need a date, and he said, "Let's say the 14th." I went, "Fine, right, we're saying the 14th. Job done."
Oh,
And
man,
so
that is so nerve-wracking, though.
that was the agreement. So yeah, we're basically 3 weeks away, which you can imagine the anxiety level in this house from a certain individual.
Yes. Damn it,
Um,
Eddie. Settle down, little man.
yeah, Eddie. You can imagine the anxiety level in this house is quite high.
That's, oh, man, yeah. It's just hard, though, because like, obviously they're giving you these dates, they're telling you this, and the problem is they don't really care. They just be like, oh, we'll just delay it a week, and it's like, no. Otherwise,
No,
you're in a hotel for a
no.
week.
Well, it's things like this week. Like obviously, we went and did our snag list, and then there was like, oh yeah, well this is happening this date, this date, and this date, and then of course, I think the big thing that was going to happen this week that didn't was the driveway was going to be poured, concrete. So concrete was going, and of course Wednesday came and went, nothing. I'm like, all right, okay.
Oh, no.
So because Ellie rung me Wednesday morning saying, oh, there's no one here yet, and I thought, well, it is early. She gets there like 8 o'clock in the morning, and a concrete guy's not start till 9. So it's like, oh, I said it's all right. When I go to pick Eddie up, I'll see what's happening. And of course, swung by after when going to get Edward, and yep, no one's there. House is
Oh,
deserted. I'm
God.
like, oh, I gotta ring project manager, Brendan. So hi, Jordan. How can I help? I went, where's the concrete guys? What do you mean? I said, oh yeah, they're not coming today. I said, why are they not coming today? Are they coming tomorrow? No. They're working on an urgent job that got pushed out last week, so they're there today. Said they booked us in for next week. I'm like, right. Well, I've got delivery vans coming on the 13th. Is that going to be a problem? No, not going to be a problem. It's going to be fine. And it's like, oh.
I'm nervous for you, bro.
God,
The only good thing about me is that it's technically just me, so I'm like, that's cool. I can just kind of blow it out a little bit and stuff, and then and I don't have that. I mean, I've got a bit of stuff, but I don't have that much stuff. But I'm like, oh, so nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Now, packing up an entire house. I'll tell you what, one thing that I know any millennials who will listen to this bit of the podcast, I apologize. I'm about to offend your souls, right? Because I'm guilty of this myself.
Wait, aren't we millennials? What are we?
Technically, we're millennials.
That's what I thought. I'm like, wait
I
a
don't
minute.
agree with this, but apparently we are. But I am a collector of empty boxes from products I have bought that live in my garage. Empty boxes of vacuum cleaners, mixers, the lot. They're in my garage. Now, I have done the utmost worst decision, in my opinion. I've thrown them all out. They have been boxed up, I've folded them, and they have gone into the bin.
Oh, no.
And it hurts my soul.
Yeah, no, because I do that sometimes. Like, there's stuff like, I mean, I've got like a blower, like for the garden.
Yeah.
So I bought one of those because it was on special. Like, it was ridiculous.
And you've still got the box.
And I still got the box, but to be fair though,
Why?
I store it in the box. But there's a few things now, because I used to do that, but Cherish was like, why are you keeping it? I'm like, because if we ever move, I can just put it straight in there. Like, it's a box made for it. And she used to always think I'm dumb. And then last time we moved, I actually used a lot of them. But then when we moved into this house, we didn't have as much space, so we got rid of a lot of them. And yeah, I'm dreading moving for that exact thing where I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
no,
have to dump
it's
stuff.
one of those things of, I mean, I remember seeing a TikTok ages ago saying, millennials, why do you keep empty boxes in the garage for no reason? And then obviously all these people of our generation were responding saying, because we can build a fort
So we can
and
be,
and loads of other different things. And like one of them was like, when the apocalypse comes, where are you gonna get your boxes from? Gen
that
Z,
is true.
where? And I was laughing at that, and I'm like, "Oh my god, we're one of these people." And Ellie was like, "Yeah, I don't know why we keep them either." I'm like, I don't know. So I feel like it's some form of programming from the late '80s, early '90s that's still there.
It must
It's like,
be.
must not throw a box out. May need box in future.
But it is true though, like it does come in so handy sometimes, like when you're
Yeah.
moving and different things. You're just like, oh man, I should
Oh,
keep that because I need that for X or I need that for Y, and you're like,
yeah.
uh-huh.
I mean, don't get me wrong, we've not thrown them out. Like, there's some for like the Seagate high drive, and some like a couple of boxes are still there because they've got the stuff in them, so those ones are fine. Or that I'm
Yeah,
going to be putting this in this week, so you know those are all right. But there is a load that I keep going, oh my god, why am I doing this to myself?
yeah.
it's like it's like, hang on, didn't we get rid of the Kenwood mixer? Yeah, so why the fuck do I have the box?
Okay, that one is a bit weird. I found that what
Yeah.
I've done is if for example we've thrown it out, I've put it into the box that it came in and then thrown it out. So I
Uh-huh.
haven't actually done that, thank God.
But
But
but no. So we found like loads of stuff like that. But yeah, we've rejigged all the garage now, and I took down all the metal shelving, you know, the from Bunnings,
oh yeah,
you
no,
know,
I don't
all
have.
that.
Oh man, I don't have
So,
any of that stuff. So I'm actually,
oh,
I don't feel as bad now.
oh yeah, no, I had all that up, and so I've been cracking on and got that done today. So yeah, it's been one of them weekends where I ran out of steam yesterday because we were on it for like 4 solid hours, and I just got to the point I was like, that's it, I'm done. I can't be bothered anymore. I'm sick of it. I don't want to do anymore.
See, this is probably why us millennials don't buy houses because it's just too much effort to move.
Yeah. Oh, to be fair, that like I've got to do this. I'm gonna get rid of all this crap, and then I'm gonna dismantle this. But then again, I can't. Don't know if I could be bothered keeping this. You know, it's
I
like
must
I
say,
don't
I
know.
think I think you can get something better.
Yeah, I know that's the thing. I'm kind of at the stage of where it's like, well, I should take it because one, I paid money for it, and I can't throw it out because
Yeah, see,
because
luck.
I'm one of these guys. I don't like. It's like when I wear my boxers, right? I wear them until they are practically useless as boxers. They're not holding anything in anymore.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, no. When my jeans is touching more of my private parts, I realise that maybe it's time to
You
get
know,
rid of
and
them.
then at that point you go, you know what? Now I need a new pair of boxers. Job
Yeah,
done.
see, I'm not
It's
quite that
fine.
bad. I will throw things out when they're getting a little bit old. Yeah, I'm definitely not quite that bad. But yeah, I don't have a problem with throwing things out if it's something that I don't need. Like my desk here, like I love my desk, but it's going to God when we move. And
Well, no. This desk has done me proud. It is a good desk. It's going to Edward. It's going into his room to be his work and study desk and all that jazz. That's going to be good because I've got my new big stupid ass 2 meter by 1 piece of goodness with that's a sit standing desk as well. So
that would be cool.
it's going to be. And then obviously I've got all my fancy nano lights that are going on the back. I'm gonna have a great time putting my office together. It's gonna be one of those projects that's gonna look immense. I've also got my beer posters. I've also found when I've been doing, as I've been doing the garage, it's amazing what you find.
Oh, I can imagine.
I found several of, as I said, I found a couple of my Warhammer cases, not realizing that I still had these Warhammer cases because I thought I sold them back in the UK. So, you know, we can keep that on the down low from the wife. Um,
I know. It's
especially
like
my
no
monster case.
English.
I found my monster case, which is I know there is a monster case, which is the gigantic one,
Yeah,
but I'm talking about this is one of the smaller ones that's filled with purely like monsters. So there's like a big ass dragon in there that's unpainted yet, which I know I was talking about getting back into the hobby last episode, but you know when it's
you
like
did.
it's now starting to creep into the forefront of my mind of like, oh, if I just got this paint and this and that, I could.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess the only thing that is fair to say is do it.
Yeah, well, to be fair, you know what? You know what I've wanted. What I wanted when I was being into the hobby is I wanted an airbrush kit. I
Yeah,
really want. I
same.
love the airbrush kit. Now, I've been looking because, of course, I can't help myself.
Because why?
You know,
Why
because
would you?
you get a fantasy shop these things, right? It's like, oh well, if I was to buy one now, how much would it cost? Because back when I was in the UK, when I was in the hobby, these things were like 400 quid. So you're talking about 800 bucks, right? And I was
Four
like, it
hundred
was like, nah.
quid, really?
Yeah, for a decent one, for one that would do the job really well, and it was good,
Far
reliable, and
out.
blah blah blah. So you've had to pay that much, and nowadays, and then so I had to look here, and you can get the same style one for about 400 bucks. And I'm like, well, that's good because that's come down in price. We're talking about 4 years on the fact.
Hmm.
Just ignore. We can ignore my dog for a minute. Ignore the
Oh, is
dog
that
for
what
a
it
minute.
was? I was wondering what the hell it was. I was like,
It's because someone's had the audacity to knock on our house.
how dare
And
it? How dare
apparently
they?
our dog is doesn't think that we're capable of looking after ourselves.
It's trying to
But anyway,
protect you. That's cute.
yes, it's cute. It's
Except
cute. We
unless
want
you
it to,
unless you're recording.
yes, but yeah, we are recording. But anyway, I don't care. We're just going to talk through this and pretend it's not happening. But anyway, when I obviously was looking and I realized, all right, so they've come down my half. But I thought to myself, well, is there any similar products on the market that isn't this looks like an actual air compressor?
Yeah.
And I found through the warehouse I can get this one that's designed for not only acrylic paints, it's designed for dry paint as well. So it's for like edible paint and
Oh.
makeup and all this jazz. And I thought,
Oh no,
ooh,
there's a few makeup ones that I saw
yeah. Now,
that were quite cool.
yeah, so I had a look at it. Now the only problem is the gun itself isn't really designed properly for acrylic paint. It's designed for like little tiny things it will do. But if you're going to be doing like a big model, it's not designed to do
Yeah.
a job. So I was like, well, how much does it cost to get the proper gun? Because it's got the same attachment, it's got the same
Yeah, it would.
connector bit. And so basically I had a look, and even with getting the cleaning kit, so the thing so you can fire it, just discharge it all and all that, I can get all that for about 160 bucks. And I was like, and so my brain is like, well, we could get that. And even if it only works for a couple of years, at least it
Yeah.
gives us a couple of years of practice before we go, now I want this kit, this
Oh no.
compressor, all that jazz.
You heard it first,
So,
here first.
yes.
This is going to get dangerous, and we may have just witnessed a divorce.
Well, look, right. Well, it's one of these funny things of like I saw a great TikTok this week saying, what was it, boys? If you complain about your woman or your wife or your girlfriend spending money on clothes and fashion, pray to God she never gets into gardening.
Yeah. Oh,
And I
yes.
tell you what, I agree with that statement because God forbid the amount of money it costs to buy a plant. It's shocking.
Yeah, no,
Oh my!
100%.
And buying pots. I can't believe how much pots cost. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I won't lie. My mum is quite an avid gardener, and I remember every year she's like, "Oh, can you buy us like these secateurs?" And I was like, "Yeah, cool." And you have a look, and they're like $112. You're like, to cut your roses. And then you got the old wog across the road that uses this knife that looks like it's older than me, and it's rusty as hell, and he just puts his finger there and just goes, chick, chick, chick. And I'm like, no, you can use your finger. Thank you very much.
No,
For
I know
that
exactly.
for that price, no, you're using your finger.
It shocks me. I mean, to be fair, it was like when was it? It was I think it was a couple of birthdays ago. Ellie said the only thing I want, and I've had my eye on for ages, I would kind of want 2 half wine barrels to use as pots. And I was like, right, okay, so right, let me see what I can do.
Jordan's like,
And,
all right, I'll buy them and I'll empty them,
and of
and then you can
course,
have them.
And of course, I looked into how much it is to buy 2 half wine bottles, and I was like, nah, ain't no way am I forking out that much for 2 pots.
I know.
And I was like, so I thought, so again, I got clever. I went to Bunnings, and Bunnings do basically it's this like plastic, it's a plastic version that's designed to look like a wood. And
Wait,
guess
what?
what? It's a quarter of the price. Yeah, it's this. It was this. Yeah, so it is. It's entirely like hard case recycled plastic. So I think it's like all bin bags or crap like that. But it's
Okay.
been molded into these planks, so it actually looks like wood. And then of course they paint it and blah blah blah. And it's weathered. It actually looks like wood. It's like when you feel it, it doesn't feel like wood, obviously, because it's not.
Yeah, because
But
it's not wood.
when I gave him telling us, she went, "Oh my god, these are actually perfect." And I went, "Thank you, great."
I'm a genius.
Pat on the back, well done, John. And then I told them how much you were. She went, "Oh, I only get two." I was like,
That's a problem, man. You're yeah, far out. It's just like, yeah, you're a creature of your own wind. You're like, yes, I won this round, and they're like, oh really? Then buy me more. Damn it.
buy me more, Jordan. But yeah. So anyway, so that we've had a very busy week in this house. We're all very stress level is through the roof. I'm sure by next week's episode, my stress level will be even further than it is now.
Yeah, I was gonna say there may not even be a next week episode. He may be like just mad and angry and wanting to blow up the world.
But apart from that, at least I've had a better week than Dez has had.
Yes.
That's
yes.
Do you want to explain, Dez, why you've had not so good of a week?
Well,
as me?
I had some. So I was making lunches and stuff, and I've actually made my own lunch every day for this new job, which has been about 3 or 4 weeks. And I was like, yay! I've been so good at this. Then what happened was, Cherish is just like, I'm sick of you taking up the whole kitchen on Sunday and making up your week's lunch. She goes, just buy your lunch for a couple of days. And I was like, okay, cool. So I went out and bought sushi from the good one, where the CEO's like, oh yeah, this is the good one. So I was like, okay, perfect. I will buy it from there.
Instant regret.
So I was okay for that, and then by the afternoon I was feeling a bit flat, and I'm like, okay. And then I spent 3 days running between the toilet and my bed.
Oh, shit. I need the toilet! I need the toilet! Oh, God, I need the toilet! No. No, Megan. No! No! Look away! Megan, no! Look away! Oh!
So I had a shot in my arm. I'm still actually drinking them, so I've got electrolyte stuff here just in case. And I went to the doctor's on I think it was the Wednesday, and he's just said, I'll take a whole heap of electrolytes. So I went through 40 of these dissolvable tablets. Mainly because he said to me, he goes, if you're not better by lunchtime tomorrow, being Thursday, I'm going to have to get you submitted so we can get a drip in your arm. Oh. And I'm like, I didn't really want that. So I was just like, cool, I will just...
Why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you want that, Des?
Because I don't like needles. I've been stabbed once before and almost lost a kidney. And now I have a small fear of actually getting stabbed with stuff.
Being punctured.
Pretty much, 100%. That's 100% accurate. So I was just like, yep, it's not worth it. So yeah, so I had 40 of these tablets, which is the max, and I felt a lot better. Still felt a bit tired, and even this weekend, I'm still a bit exhausted, but I'm feeling a lot better. But I do have an apology to make. So can you come up with a name that's not Alan?
That's not Alan. Anal. No. Jesus,
that escalated quickly. Especially with this thing, I would actually use a little bit fitting, which is more scary.
Alvin. How about Alvin?
Alvin. Okay, so my friend Alvin. So we won't out him by saying that his real name is Alan, because we don't want that. So yeah, so this is a guy that I went to kindergarten with, high school with, primary school with, and about 8 or 9 months ago, he had his 40th birthday and also a coming out party, and also I'm leaving to the UK because he met a young boy and he was going over there. So I was nice enough.
Excuse me? Whoa, we can't just gloss past that comment.
What?
How young are we talking?
Oh, no. Like, he's like 36 or
something. Is
something.
He a priest?
No, not that young. Whoa, that's even a bit young. No, he's 35, 36, I think his partner was. He was about 4 or 5 years younger. But yes.
Right, that's fine. That's okay.
But yeah, he met a young man that's not quite fucking
Not of a similar age to himself.
Yeah, not Holy Bible young. But yes. So he was older than Jesus was. We know that, and he was too old for priests. But yeah, no, he was going over there. So he had his 40th. It was kind of a coming out party and stuff. And I did a speech and stuff. And obviously, I made a joke because myself, Christopher Turley, and Alvin, we'll say, sorry, not Alan, because we don't want to out him.
You don't want to mention him. Yeah,
no. Yeah, we were all good mates growing up, but me and Christopher Turley were good mates, and he was paying out Alvin at the time, and we were about maybe 5 or 6, and he's like, "Come on, come out here, you homo." And then I said it to him, but unfortunately, my primary school teacher, Mrs. Brown, heard me and put me in timeout, so I wasn't allowed to finger paint. So so I missed out on finger painting.
It's like, I mean, come on, that's not on that.
That's what I reckon.
Like,
I was like, bro,
jeez, not allowed to finger paint.
I'm like, I'm only human. I said something, but yeah. And what was funny too, though, is at the time, I reckon it was probably about 5 or 6 years later that I actually learnt what that word meant. I just repeated it because Christopher said it, and he was a friend of mine. And obviously, you should never call people that, and it shouldn't be taken like that. But correct. I may have brought this up in my speech. And the fact of the matter is that I brought up the fact that I called him this and I got in trouble for it. And 40 years later, it became correct. So I've missed out on finger painting and I'm devastated. And you owe me an apology and a finger painting session. So this is all fun and games. Alan is a primary school teacher. He's Alvin, sorry. Don't want to mention Alan by name. So we will not mention Alan by name. So Alvin, we'll say.
Alvin, yeah.
Alvin is a primary school teacher, and he's teaching, I think, just outside of Leeds at the moment in a primary school. And he sent me a Snapchat of him and his kids finger painting, and he wrote, "Oh, missed another opportunity." And I was like, smart ass. So I've done something that I have never done before, and it wasn't mine, but I may have sent him a dick pic back on Snapchat. So I googled on my screen porn star, and I took a photo of him, and then I've done it for like 3 seconds, and he can't replay it on Snapchat, and it was ridiculous. Like, no man should be this big. But I may have texted him back, and it's the first time I've ever sent anybody a dick pic. But I sent him a dick pic saying, "So did you," and just sent him a picture of that. And he was freaking. He's like, what? Really? No. And I'm like, and then I just started laughing, and I haven't answered his Snapchat in 6 days. So I've just let him hanging, and now he's like, freaking, yeah.
Ooh, you meanie. I like it.
I know. So it's kind of funny. So this is just a word of warning. Don't mess with my finger painting, bitches. Don't. So yes, so I've crossed something off my list by sending something I shouldn't to somebody.
You should get
yes.
to your old teacher. Say, "Excuse me, I'm on one finger painting."
I know. But yes.
You should reach out on my socials. Say, "Hello, Mr. Nick. I don't know if you remember me, but you put me in timeout because of this. He's now come out as gay. I am owed.
I was justified in saying what I said. Damn it.
Therefore, I am owed one finger painting."
Yeah, I know. But it is funny because it is something that we've always joked about and stuff. And to be fair, like I think he was 22, 23 when I realised he was, or when he actually came out to me. But obviously he came out to his family and stuff, and he was going over to get married and things with this guy, or I believe they're going to get married, I think, in the next couple of months, if not end of the year. But it was just funny. So, yeah, so he sent me that, and I just was like, I'm going to double down and be the douchebag and the petty douchebag that I am. So I sent him that. So I do apologise to all people out there. You should never send pictures of your
of the porn stars. That's a right.
Mind you, though, I must say, thank you, Twitter, for the cesspool that you are, because it was kind of funny, because when he sent it to me, it was funny, but it was probably, I literally got it, laughed, and then I was scrolling through Twitter, and somebody had liked something, and it came through on that, and I'm like, this makes it very interesting. And now I'm like, so technically it was Twitter's reason why I was a douchebag and sent him that, because somebody had shared a picture of their own self, and I just decided to borrow it to send.
To borrow it, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You put it on the 3 second. It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, to be fair, it's like when you weren't. So when getting back to with your plague this week.
Oh,
It's
mate.
called plague. It was funny because like obviously I think I messaged you in the morning. I think it was. Oh, that was it. It was thumbnails. No, it wasn't thumbnails. It was something else. It was something to do with the podcast. I was like, yeah, blah blah blah. I've done this, done that, blah 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 blah. And I think I sent you about 3 or 4 because I was just typing quick and just pressed it. And then, of course, you didn't immediately read, and I thought, oh, well, you're at work, don't worry, and blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know. And then, of course, I think I sent another thing after a couple hours later, and then realised, oh, I'm still unread. And I thought, hang on a minute, I've never left unread.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you read, and then don't respond because I know you're at work, and you're a very busy man these days, so it's fine.
Yeah, we'll
But
say
I'm like,
that.
hang on. And I'm like, he's not responded. He's not even read my messages, and that's a bit odd. And then I think I sent another thing later on, and then that's when you responded and said, "I'm so sorry, dude. I cannot respond. I am dying."
Oh,
And
man.
I'm like, why? What's wrong, pal? And you're like, oh, I've got food poisoning. I said, these plants. The plants, man, they're trying to kill you. I warned you.
It must be. Like, seriously, I actually
And
know.
you're like, no. I had sushi, and I went, well, that's where you went wrong then.
Well,
Yeah,
worst thing is though is I had vegetarian sushi, like vegan sushi. So I'm like, it was technically still plants, but whatever. But I swear to God, I now know how a juicer feels.
I like this. You even cheated. You had a cheat
No,
meal.
I didn't cheat. No, it's still.
That's the opportunity to cheat meal, and you were even punished by that.
Yeah, no, I didn't cheat. I still stayed vegan, but I did. For some reason, I don't know if it was the rice. I don't know what it was. All I know is that I now know how a juicer feels. Because, no matter what was happening to me, there was just water coming out. It was not pretty.
Oh, God forbid. I'm sorry to laugh at it, but God,
It's funny. It's funny now. Now that it's over, I was like, but I'm like, cool. On the plus side, I've lost 3.1 kilos.
That is a plus side, definitely. I mean, but I say, I'm the only person in my family who's never had it.
Well, food poisoning.
I've never had food, but my Ellie swears I have an iron stomach because like she's caught it off the same meal we've eaten, and it's like, how do you not have it? How is it possible? I go, I don't know. So I might have a bit of Bangalore belly for like a minute, but then that's it, and I'm fine. I can get out of bed and I'm fully functioning. And she's like, this is not possible. It's wrong.
Yeah, well, there's been times where Cherish has got it. My housemates have got it, and I've walked away with absolutely nothing. But this time not so much. This time it absolutely destroyed me. Like I haven't taken off 3 days work in yonks. Like to the point, my HR manager, who I've worked with at one of my previous jobs, who are good friends and we always give each other shit. By day 3, she even messaged me and goes, Are you all right? You've never taken time off other than like for a migraine, and I haven't seen you in like 3 days. She goes, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to pay you out, but like, are you alive? And I'm like, I think so. I'm like, today I feel more alive, but nothing. 40 hydrolyte tablets.
I was a very good friend. I wasn't bothering you as much, and when I'd send you something, I'd say, how are you? I was being a very good friend.
I know, for a change, just for something different.
Do you know how many memes that were popping up on my phone because you mentioned what you had?
Oh,
Do you know how many TikToks were suddenly? It's amazing that the For You page listens to you. Although, oh my God, actually, did you see any of the White House questioning thing about TikTok?
Oh, I haven't seen any. I have barely seen anything.
Oh my God, it is hilarious. So, basically, the majority of that, right? I will admit, right, the House Judicial Committee, whatever they call it, thing.
The bunch of old guys that know nothing about technology, but that are questioning people.
Some of them did ask some very good questions about data privacy and blah blah blah. Fine, very happy to hear that. However, when you have one of them who says, "Does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?" At which point the TikTok CEO said, "Can you clarify your question?" And he said, "So if I have TikTok app installed on my phone, will it access the home Wi-Fi network?" He went, "Yes, to access the internet." He said, "But will it access the other devices on my home network?" And he was like, "No, because that's not industry practices. We don't do that as per industry norms." But there was loads of questions like that. Like these people, like one of them was, what was it? One of them asked questions about why are you collecting data on people's faces, and he said we don't collect data on people's faces. The only data we collect is if you're going to use a filter, so we can track where your eyes are, so we know where the sunglasses go or whatever.
So you don't just put sunglasses here. You're like,
yes. But the best bit was that the guy then responded and said, "Why do you have to track your eyes? Why do you have to track your eyes for that? Is it because you're trying to see how far they're dilated?" It didn't even make any. The response didn't even make any sense. It was hilarious, and it's just like,
oh god, I need to watch that because I remember watching the one where they were doing the same thing to Zuck, and some of the questions they were asking were the most ludicrous things ever. Like if I go on Facebook, can people see my name? Well, yeah, if they search your profile, we can see it. Oh yeah, but can they go in and search this? No, there's things that you can switch off. Oh, so that people can get into it if I don't switch it off. Well, yeah, it tells you in the terms and condition that it's publicly thingoed if you do it, but you can lock it down. And it was just like all these silly things like, can Facebook do X? And he's like, no. But it's just like, I'm like, bro, you literally got these like 900-year-old people, like the kind of people that I reckon would actually be torture if they said, can you help me fix my computer? Like, you know, when your mum rings you and tries to get you to fix the computer over the phone and it just drives you bananas. Like, seriously, if you want to torture any person, that's what I think you should do. Get their mum to call with, and try to get them to fix something because I'll crack in about 20 minutes. Like, there's no way. But but you've got these.
I fully ordered this as well.
But you got these guys that have no understanding of computing, no understanding of technology, no understanding of anything, asking the world's most random questions, and I'm like, oh my god.
Honest to God, it feels like some of these questions. I pray to God they weren't written by the actual person who actually asked it, because it looks really bad for the US government if it is. But I hope these questions were written by some intern who's just working for this person who doesn't
just wants
know
to wind
what
him
to
up.
write, who doesn't know what to write. Is like, oh, I need, you know, the guy's come to him that morning said, I need a question I need to ask the TikTok CEO in the next 20 minutes. Get it to me.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, oh, any particular topic? No, I don't know. Just pick.
No,
Give me a question.
I don't care because I don't really care what.
But it was, honest to God, it's like I was catching the highlights. There were some good questions around, you know, how they secure the data and all, you know.
That which makes sense.
Yeah, which makes sense because basically you could tell what this was. This entire thing was basically the US government saying, oh, we need to take control of this because we believe that China is trying to infiltrate the US government via TikTok, which it isn't in any way, shape, or form.
But I don't understand why it's such a big deal. Like, no offense, if you're at all worried by anything,
because
just go, okay, no social media for any of these people, or if it is, it's done through.
I know, but you're talking about this is the problem with. Oh, sorry, I was about to say America.
Yeah, you can't pronounce the A. The A is silent.
America. But the problem with America is that it's those damn commies. Those damn commies are coming for us. That's the mind, and you can tell literally with all the questions that were getting answered. You can tell you are getting asked. You can tell that was the overlying thing: is we can't let those damn commies get to us. It's like, are people aware that the Cold War stopped? Yes, okay. I'm sorry. This app was developed in China. Guess what? Most apps are.
Yeah, I was going to say even yeah.
I was about to say, no offense, I'm pretty sure these people don't care about using certain apps on their phone that probably were. and are probably monitoring their crap. But God forbid, it's like, oh no, we can't have TikTok dances being shown on my For You page. Or what was it? One of them was asking, why was an instructional video on how to make a bomb using fertilizer available on the thing? He says, well, no, these things are monitored and do get reported, and we take them down where they can. However, we are not the only company that does suffer this, such as YouTube. And he said, look, we're not the only one who are having these problems.
Yeah, and the problem,
the fact is, if things don't get reported or they don't catch them quick enough.
Yeah, and that's the biggest problem with a lot of these things, where you're allowing people to be able to upload whatever the hell they want. So that by doing this,
like us, for example, we upload 2 idiots rambling every week about all their lives,
and we random about some random shit that probably should be bloody stopped. But no,
Yes.
but I'm like, you're allowing people to do this. Obviously, after the fact, then what will happen is people will then go, okay, we need to turn this, we need to report this, and it happens. But Facebook, I've seen ones where I've been scrolling through Facebook and one of my groups is like, went live, and you click on it and it's literally just some dude who's created an account from nowhere and they're literally just sharing straight porn. And you're like, okay, nothing that can be done there. And then all of a sudden it takes about 15 minutes at most and it gets pulled down. Like, it happens with everything, but
Even on Twitter, the amount of recommendations, it's like, all right, well, who am I being recommended this week? It's like, oh no, okay, all right, yep, all right, that's pornography. It's like, why am I being recommended this? It's like, my main account is used for Magic the Gathering content.
Yeah, I know.
How is I think the only thing maybe sexualized that could be commented on is I follow a couple of cosplayers who do Magic the Gathering cosplayers. It's like,
yeah. I was like, it's like, oh my god, that's not Garrick.
That's not Garrick.
But it is. I like.
Mister, what do you do?
Like, no, you know what I just find funny is these guys. Like, your country is going through massive recessions, homelessness is up, like there's businesses failing left, right, and center, and your biggest thing is, oh, we don't want people to watch TikTok dances. You're like, what? Like, I'm like, there's got to be other things you can worry about or stress about. Like, seriously, doesn't there?
Oh, trust me, there are many an issue that can be discussed. I mean, God forbid. I mean, what was it the other day I saw on TikTok? What was it? Texas schools have one of these Texas manufacturers has made basically a bulletproof shelter that can fold out of the walls. So basically, it lines a wall like that.
Yeah.
So but basically, a teacher can grab 2 handles like that, and it pulls out. So then it makes a box with the other wall, and basically it's bulletproof metal on these sides. So it's like, and I'm like, really, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's the one thing. It's the one thing that honestly makes me never want to live in America is the gun problems that they have.
And
I applaud the states that I do see who have realized the issue and said, no, we're now going to ban anything or highly automatic.
Yeah, not that we're going to get into the gun debate, but I would say
we're not going to get into it.
I would say though that that's probably more important than, I don't know, watching Joe Biden going, like, does it really matter? Like, there's thousands of kids dying a year. Why don't we look at that first and then we'll worry about TikTok? Like,
oh well, no, they like to use that. It's part of the first. What was the First Amendment? Third Amendment. Whichever.
Second Amendment, I think it is.
I don't even give a crap about it, but it's like, it's like the fact that they have the right to bear arms. It's like, yes, when this was written back in the day,
yeah,
makes sense. However, now it's like I saw a comedian talk about it. Actually,
yeah, it was Jim Jeffries.
Yeah,
he's an Australian guy.
Yeah, and he said, wouldn't it be great if they had like a team of 50 like Alabama rednecks or whatever, like they turn up and they're sporting whatever equipment they've got, and they go up against 2 US military. Guys
Oh,
are like, oh well, I feel unfair because I have a drone.
yeah.
And
Well, yeah, because
it's
that's
like,
yeah, because Jim Jeffries did this one. He goes, yeah, that was written when we had muskets. Like if we all had muskets, then I would understand. And he's like, yeah, like some guy dishonors your woman, and you're like, shh, puts the thing in, jams it back down. He goes, and then after doing that for about 3 minutes, he's like, you're all right. Because after trying to load a musket, you wouldn't be angry anymore. He goes, yeah, we've got machine guns. You know what the army has? Drones. You're literally bringing a gun to a drone fight. And I'm just like, and it is like, it does seem ludicrous, but I'm like, then there needs to be
yeah,
more
the
done than
argument has no,
TikTok.
the argument has no merit anymore, in my
No.
opinion. That argument is like, yeah, no. Well, it's like, it's like obviously. I mean, to be fair, like New Zealand, obviously, I think New Zealand was New Zealand weren't the first country to ban guns.
No,
I think
I think Australia was one of them.
Australia,
Because we,
Britain banned guns.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
Britain.
we had Port Arthur, which is literally
Yeah.
the biggest shooting, or was the biggest shooting in the world for many many years. And like my old man grew up on farms, so he had a few shotguns and stuff. And Australia did a massive buyback and bought back a whole heap of guns, and then had it. I actually had a gun license for a year because my dad got like this really nice ornate gun for his 16th birthday, so I kept it for many years. And then when I moved into this place, I couldn't have a safe, so I ended up getting rid of it. But still never went shooting, this, that, and the other. And the course isn't hard. Like it's probably a 1 or 2 day course, and then you just have to give a reason, which could be as simple as calling up someone and going, "Oh, is this a duck hunt thing? How much for a membership?" And they're like $100. So you pay your $100, and then obviously from that you're allowed to have a gun because there's a reason. And all these people are like, we're not saying you can't have guns. We're just saying, why don't you do something like Australia where you have to get a license, you have to have a reason, then you have to go through a safety course, and there's certain laws about how it's kept and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And that's all most people want, but it's like, no.
And that's pretty much when we adopted the same. I think New Zealand adopted the same thing, sort of thing. They said, right, there's no reason to have automatic rifles unless you work in certain industries where it is required. Like the fact is that some pest control companies do need them when they go and keep.
Oh fuck, there's a bee.
It's. I think it's mainly deer culling and other things like down in the South Island and all that jazz that they need it. But the fact is that they said, yeah, well, we're the exemption, and yeah, we apply for the proper licenses, and they have to go through all the training and blah blah.
Yeah.
There's all this that they do, and it's great. But the fact is that you see America, and the fact is you can walk into Walmart. And it's there, and it's like, oh well, there's a 30-day wait. It's like, so hang on, I can order it now, pay for it, and in 30 days I can come and get it. Yeah. All right, great. And even then, I'm pretty sure that they'd be like, oh well, if you pay a bit extra, we'll get it to you in 10.
Because I know when I was there, but that was probably a good 20 years ago. We went in there once, and we went in there as a joke, and we're like, we'll go buy a shotgun, we'll buy some cigarettes, and we'll buy some beers. And at the time, I was 20. And they looked at me really strange, and they just said, have you got your ID? And I showed them my ID. And they're like, listen, we can't sell you this. And they took the beer off me and would have sold me the shotgun and the cigarettes. And I'm like, and I was 20, so I'm still old enough to be mature, but I know that they did this thing on YouTube that I watched probably many, many moons ago. And this kid went around and he was buying guns from Walmart and cigarettes. And I think they went to 13 different Walmarts, and he was 16 or 15 or something, whatever the thing. And a few of them would sell him the cigarettes, but most of them said, no, you can't have the cigarettes, but we're happy to sell him the guns.
Oh, America. What a backwards place.
I know. So.
It's all backwards.
But
anyway, yeah. So I highly recommend watching the coverage. I mean, there's been lots of things. If you type it in on TikTok or YouTube, there'll be highlights, and some of the questions are just ridiculous. You're like, oh
they
my
always
God,
are. But I'm just like, these guys have no understanding of pretty much technology,
yes.
and then they're just like, what the hell? So
no, it's of all the things that America do. I mean, Christ forbid, their healthcare system is suffering massively as well. And all that. That's never been recovered. I think That went tits up with COVID.
I know. But yes, so exciting
But
times.
apart from that, we have Apart from that, is there anything else going on in your life, pal?
I've just downloaded 2 movies that I'm excited for.
Oh God, what now?
So one of them is the soon to be cult classic, Cocaine Bear.
Oh, now.
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't yet.
I've downloaded it, but I haven't seen it.
I am on the. I kind of want to mention it to Elle about watching it, but I know it's going to have jumpy bits and horror bits, and she's going to say, "Yeah, I have to watch it first." But it is on my list to watch.
So according to this, it's, and the worst thing is it seems to have some pretty decent people in it. So Elizabeth Banks is the director. So I think she was in. What was she in? She was a real crazy one in Hunger Games. She's been in a few things. She also did the new Charlie's Angels that didn't go so well, that I didn't actually hate too much, but that it's got Kerry Russell from Felicity, and it's got all these things, but it's got an oddball group of cops, criminals, tourists and teens convey on Georgia forest, where a huge black bear goes on a murderous rampage after unintentionally ingesting cocaine. So this is weirdly, it is actually based on a true story, that there was a plane carrying drugs that dumped it into the national forest and went, that's cool, dump it there, we'll go find it. Yeah, and when they landed, there was ATF agents or whoever the drug agency is there. Yeah. So they dumped it into the forest going, we'll go get it. And a black bear actually obviously had some and went a bit crazy. And that one was like, that is ridiculous. But yeah, it's loosely based off a true story, and now obviously they've kind of gone a bit crazy. And the other one is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, Blood and Honey. Yeah, again, I want to watch. I'm going to watch this. Although Ella's told me she is not watching.
Yeah, it looks like, so I've just downloaded it and I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch this.
It sounds so good.
So according to this, the plot is after Christopher Robin abandons them for college, Pooh Bear and Piglet embark on a bloody rampage as they search for a new source of food.
Yeah, do you know what the original source of food was?
I was gonna say honey, or is it blood?
No. One of the characters, they resort to cannibalism. One of the characters gets it. You can probably guess which one got eaten.
I'm guessing it's the arse.
Yeah, it's that one. Yeah, he got. Yeah.
Well, we won't say Eeyore's name, so we'll just call him Ellen.
Let's call Ellen. Ellen got it. But yeah, so I am interested to watch this movie. Although I saw the trailer this week for a new movie that's coming out that I immediately want to go see because it's got Mark Hamill in. All right. So the trailer is for The Machine. Now, for those of you who do watch comedy, you'll know who The Machine is.
Oh, no, yes. Yes. I know who you're talking about now, yeah. He literally comes on stage with this massive, like, powerful beer gut, and he walks on and you can see him, like, he's a big lad, and the first thing he does, he just takes his top off, and then he just does his stand-up like that.
Yeah. Now, basically, the entire thing about the movie is based on his story of why he's called The Machine, which I'm choosing to believe that basically he's called The Machine because of the mafia when he went into the Russian course and blah blah blah, and basically they call him The Machine because he's able to drink and handle and blah 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 X Y Z. Now the movie basically represents around this story and how he robbed. When he was on this train ride and he was called The Machine, he robbed another family mafia member or an up-and-coming mafia family member or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But basically, Mark Hamill's in it as his dad, who doesn't believe the story. And then, of course, the new mafia turn up and kidnap him, and he's like, oh my God, this is real. And basically, it's hilarious. The trailer just looks immense. And I'm like...
Okay, I'm watching this. I've just Googled it now, and I'm watching it, and I'm just
you can watch it at the end of the thing, but yeah, it looks awesome, and I can't wait to go see it.
He is funny. He actually does a podcast now as well, and he's super funny.
I mean, I wanted to do the podcast because I watched a couple of theirs, which is him and Tom... I forgot his last name. Tom, whatever his name. But their podcast is called Two Bears, One Cave. And,
That is brilliant.
But it is a great podcast, and they mainly talk about their comedy and they talk about their relation, because they've been friends for so long and all this jazz. Like they have a tradition of upping each other on their birthday sort of thing every year, and it's gotten to the point where one of them paid for like private jets to Vegas, penthouse suites, full night on the it's like,
Oh, wow.
my god.
That's insane.
Like one year, like in the beginning, one of them bought 2 jet skis for them with the trailer, and it's like not even normal jet skis. We're talking about the souped up turbocharged.
So what's this for? Just for their birthday? Just
yeah, because it just became a habit of like it started off that it's your birthday and I bought this, and then the next year one of them upped it without knowing, and then it became a thing where
Jesus.
and then they openly discussed and say, "Is this a thing?" And they went, "Yeah, it's a thing." And they said, "Well, when will we stop?" We said, "We don't know." And then when it gets to the point of where they're buying trips to Vegas in private jets and limos and penthouse suite, I mean, surely at that point we're talking about nearly a couple of mil is being dropped on a birthday more than anything.
Wow.
But yeah.
And to think I got well excited when someone gave us, I think it was like $100 voucher or something for my 40th. I was like, man, that's awesome. And then I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't a thing. Wait, didn't your dumbass want to go to Vegas for your 40th?
I do.
See, so now he's upping it.
No. I have always talked because I want to do many trips across America because I do love because I grew up being an '80s kid. I grew up on American TV and films and all that jazz, and like I want to do Route 66 and all that jazz. But of course, I want to do Vegas. But Vegas isn't child friendly. But
it's actually not as bad as what you think. Surprisingly,
no. I know that during the day, it's fine. There's plenty on and stuff like that. That's not a problem. But the problem is, let's be honest, if you're going to Vegas, you're going to Vegas, and Vegas is not really a daytime. I mean, there's things to do in the daytime.
Yeah.
But realistically, Vegas hits peak probably about 9 p.m.
Yeah, well, probably later to be fair. Like I know when I went there, I was 20, so we couldn't do anything. But you can still go to all the shows. You can go to all the smorgasbords. You can actually walk in. Like unlike here, so for any Americans watching, if you come to Crown Casino here, before you actually walk into casino, you get ID'd, and if you're underage, you're not allowed to enter. Where over there, it's just open. Kids can walk around. They can sit next to their mum while they're playing. Like there's no biggie. Where here, it's very different. So over there, they're actually.
I think it's at a certain time. I think it's like 6 p.m. They're not allowed to be on the floor anymore.
Yeah, I don't know because I was able to walk around all during it. So yeah, maybe that is. But yeah, I found it's not as bad as what like if it was here. Like if we were to go to a casino here, you'd be like, I hate the world.
Oh no, and that's fine. But the fact is that, of course, so I kind of want to go on my 40th, but I kind of, we're kind of discussing how to do it. And to be fair, my mother-in-law's already chimed in and said, well, I mean, I'm happy to take Edward off your hands for a couple of days. I'm like, what's your angle? She said, well, Disneyland's a little far away. At which point my wife went, oi, no.
Yeah, I'd much rather go Disneyland, to be fair.
Yes,
I think I think we had this discussion on the podcast actually.
Yeah, we've had this discussion. At which point you said, "I'll keep Eddie occupied while you go off on your rampage."
And
we'll be a rampage. Let's be honest.
And I'll go to Disneyland. We'll go get like lightsabers and shit.
To be fair, I don't think. Honestly, I think unless I invite maybe some of my Cumbrian friends, I don't know if anyone's going to be able to keep up with how much I will drink.
No,
I will just. I'll probably have to lose an extra 10 kilos before I get to Vegas. Because to be fair, funnily enough, one of Ellie's, I forget her name now, one of Ellie's YouTube influencer people that she enjoys watching, she did ranking all Vegas Strip hotels, the ones that are actually on the Strip. So they'd spent 2 weeks going up and checking out all the rooms at different, pretty much all the same price level.
Yeah.
And all going up and down all the Strip. They went up one side and then came down the other. And so they were going to 3 hotels in a day, but they would stay at the final one they would stay at for the night. But it's like the other 2 rooms didn't go to waste. Like the crew members who were with them and filming and doing other things, they were staying in the other rooms.
Yeah.
But yeah, like. So we were looking at it, and she was like, "Well, this is giving us a list." And I went, "Actually, you know what? It is giving us a list. Let's just well, I quite like this one."
Yeah.
Oh, I quite like that one. So we're now beginning to compromise on where we're going.
That'd be cool. I won't lie, that
Yeah.
would be cool.
But yes, anyway, I've just realised what the time is, and I've heard a little knock from on the door as well. So I've pretty much been told,
Dinner's
wrap
ready.
it up, wrap it up. It's dinner time. So anyway, we want to say a big thank you to all our recent subscribers and all our followers and all our listeners. If you can follow us on our the various apps, let me know. Please do. Thank you very much. If you can also subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, as well as follow us on our social media, which is Dorks Down Under. And yeah, pretty much just enjoy us. All the links are in the YouTube description, and we do put them on Anchor, which should put it out in the wide web for all the multimedia on all the other podcast apps.
I'm like, I'm glad you know all this. I don't. I'm like, I can edit and just upload
Oh
it.
no, I edit and make thumbnails.
That's pretty much it. I just make the thumbnails. So if the best thing about the thumbnail, if the best thing about the podcast is the thumbnails, I'm winning.
Hey, you're doing your job. Hey, I love the thumbnails. The thumbnails are always good, especially the Kyogre one was fun, but the what was the last one? The last one was
it was the One Ring and the 40K one.
Ring, the
Has that come out? Because I haven't seen it.
No, episode is coming out this week. So yeah, we're changing up our schedule slightly, or I'm about to tell Des we're changing up the schedule slightly, and we're gonna go from there. So anyway, much love from Jordan here in New Zealand and Dorks Down Under, and obviously much love from
Yeah, I'm here. I'm from Australia, just in case we forgot. But yes, no, thank you all guys for reaching out and all the love, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.